video is a recollection of events that occurred on January 7, 2016. It was a typical, long-awaited Saturday after a tiring work week. There were three of us, WK Mike, Eradicator 8, and Jenkins64, who had gathered in the afternoon to play something together. We asked the oldest and largest of our group what our next course of action should be. After much deep meditation, along with precise calculations, it was decided by Jenkins64 that Company of Heroes 2 would be our game of choice. It was a decision that would haunt us all to this day.
The date, January 7, 2017, 9:48 p.m. It was a 3 versus 3 match against hard AI, infantry only. We figured it'd be something fun to play, something to deviate from the traditional gameplay that we were accustomed to, and we had no idea what fate had in store for us. I decided to play as the British, while Jenkins64 played as Americans and Eradicator 8 played as Russian. The strategy at the beginning of the game was simple. We would rush to the middle, build defenses, and try to hold as we build up the manpower we needed to overtake the enemy. It was quiet in the beginning, but we knew this would not last. Conflict with the enemy was inevitable.
Strafbat needs orders.
War had begun, and this would be one of hundreds of battles we would be fighting today. It did not take long for us to realize the Germans were putting up a hell of a fight. Despite our best attempts, the Germans were pushing us back with their air superiority and artillery.
Troops have arrived. Strafbat needs orders.
11 minutes into the game, and things were not going well for us.
Shock troops have arrived.
Since we had lost the middle ground, the fight was then taken to our forest borders, which after all of these skirmishes would cease to exist.
Sturmovik close air support is available.
Germans were proving too much for us, pushing us all the way back to our base. In an attempt to stall them, we built mortars en masse to bombard their troops as they got closer.
The enemy have destroyed a forward emplacement.
Despite our best attempts, Eradicator 8's headquarters was the first one to fall.
Engineers are standing by. The enemy is attacking our HQ. Our HQ is under attack. Mortar team reports ready for combat. Losing our HQ does not look good on a report. A squad of infantry have been...
Hold up a second. Losing our HQ will not look good on the report. I kind of found that funny. It just totally sounds like a World War II Russian thing to say, you know. But anyway, back to the story.
Jenkins 64's base was getting hit hard as well. This in-game footage, which highlights the enemy's through force, just shows exactly what we were dealing with.
The enemy have destroyed an engineer section.
We gathered our forces despite the intense pressure in a desperate attempt to push back against the enemy.
Our headquarters are under fire.
While our attempts to push back were valiant and honorable, their artillery proved to be extremely lethal to all of our troops. The next minute is 10 minutes of in-game footage sped up into 1 minute, just to show an example of how many attempts were made to push the enemy back. After an hour and 20 minutes of fighting, we finally managed to reach the middle area again. though we reached the middle, it was far from over. The Germans would give us hell for every inch we would take.
Pioneers has arrived. Our opponents are seizing a sector. An infantry squad has been killed.
Despite their intense artillery barrages, despite their swarms of infantry, despite their best efforts, we were pushing back.
The enemy is attacking one of our forward buildings. Panzer Grenadiers standing by. A squad of pioneers has arrived. An officer is awaiting orders. Ready for us. The enemy has destroyed one of our forward installations. An infantry squad has been killed.
It was at this point that we gave them the same treatment that they gave us.
We have casualties.
They continue to bombard us at every opportunity. The price for victory was high. The final push to victory had begun. Victory was in our sights.
Flares prepped. High explosive phosphorus mortar rounds ready to fire. Gliding commanders.
After 2 hours, 12 minutes and 33 seconds, we finally won our infantry-only match against 3 hard computers.
And that's that. That's the story of that horrendous Company of Heroes 2 game that happened last Saturday. Oh man, the overview is terrible. 1,465 units killed. I lost 1,291. Eradicator 8 lost 1,799, and Jenkins lost 2,100.
121. That's pretty immense numbers right there. The graph is equally as ridiculous. As you can see, the AI just had so much more than we did at the beginning. But slowly, somehow, over the course of the game, we managed to push back. We managed to build. It's absolutely insane. I'm not even sure how we did it. What's also insane is putting it into perspective. This game contained about 8,550 casualties on both sides. That is considered a light skirmish when you compare it to the entirety of World War II, where there were millions of casualties. Millions of people died during that war. This game, this battle that we just had, doesn't even come close to the horror and the atrocity of World War II. It's just crazy when you put it into that kind of perspective. But anyway, I think this video has gone on long enough. Thank you for watching and have a great day.